welcome. My goal today is to show you how productive a little tank top can be fall, winter, all year round. It's just a matter of how you switch it up and what you do with it. So I've worn this. It's new. It's something I just made for myself. I was don't share everything. I don't share everything. Don't take that wrong. But some things I just make for myself because I see them and I like them. Anyway, this was one of them. But I have worn it under a jacket because it's a really nice black and white contrast and it's simple. So I've worn it under a jacket and someone will say, well, what's that you've got on? Or anyway, I've got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of requests for this. So I'm going to share it with you today and how I made it. And it takes in some fun principles of pattern making. So I really want to show it to you. A tank top, many women have said to me, oh, I don't wear tanks anymore. It's not really about the tank. It's what the tank can do for the outfit that's on the outside of it. So that's kind of what I want to show you. I'm using pattern 514 all weekend long. We'll have free shipping on this pattern everywhere in the world. So if you're in wherever you are, we'll ship it to you at the same price. But it has 3 different views. So that's a great thing to take advantage of because, again, under like a sweater, a necklace, a jacket, it'll really just show this great little tank. So it's a great thing to take advantage of. In this particular case, I'm using view 2 to make this. And we're just changing up a few things. And I just want you to see the power of how to change things up and make them really simple. So first, let's talk the fabric pattern combination. We've got this beautiful, it's kind of an off-white. I say black and white, but it's really not a black and white. It's kind of a cream. It's 1929 is the fabric I'm using. We have a 1937 that would be really fun to use also. It's sheer, but because you're going to do 3 layers, you could use all kinds of fun sheers and it would be absolutely stunning. So let your imagination run wild as far as fabric pattern combination. You could really use anything. You could use a knit, you could use a woven. It really wouldn't make that much difference. Okay, so now the pattern work, what I did is, again, I started with view 2. The size that I typically use, and what I did is I made a duplicate of it. So I made a whole front. And the reason you do this, you don't have to, I just think it's a little bit easier and I think it puts the plan together. Now I'm really trying to keep this pattern work as simple as possible and as quick as possible. So I'm not going to have you do anything that I don't think is important. So in this process, again, I copied it and I did it full scale. Again, you could do it half, but I'm worried about the errors you make. Because if you notice, this bottom is asymmetric. And so it's easier whenever you're dealing with asymmetric to make the whole thing front. All right, so let's first, before we do the body, I want to change the neckline and the shoulder and the armhole. Now with this particular case, I measured the garment in the store. So I'm going to measure mine and show you how I came up with it. And what I did on this is I actually showed you the real lines versus the lines I came up with. So whenever I do a neckline, the first thing I do is I'm going to measure from this point to this point and see how wide it is. That is all styling and design. So I want to make sure that I'm going, mine is measuring 10 inches. So I want to make sure on my pattern it's 10 inches apart. And always either deal with seam allowance or without seam allowance. If you go back and forth, it's just kind of confusing. So because this is just a rolled edge, it pretty much is going to measure exactly what it is. And again, I'm doing 10 inches across. That's 5 inches from center front. Then I also somewhat measure the depth. And I go from the base here just approximately so that I can see it's about 3 inches deep. So that when I put that on there, you can see that that is pretty much what this same neckline is. Keep in mind that I've got a seam allowance on there and I'm going to shave a little bit off when I do the rolled edge, and we'll talk about the sewing here in just a minute. We can change some of these things up. All right, so I've lowered it a little bit and I'm going to give you some French curve numbers so that you can really duplicate this neckline because that's really all you need. I'm not changing the width of the neckline on the original pattern. I'm leaving it exactly like it is, but I am using a French curve positioning. I am using, put my glasses on to make sure I'm reading it correctly, 15 to 21. 15 is at the shoulder, 21 at center front. 15 to 21, those 2 places, those 2 positions will give you the same neckline. Remember, the original tank top, I'm not broadening that neckline at all. I'm leaving it exactly like it is. Then what I liked about this tank top is it just had a little bit of a, it's not a kimono sleeve. It's really just almost what's called an extended shoulder. So I measured the width of that, and that is 4.5 inches. So again, because I didn't change this place, I widened that out. I did it to 5 because I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch when I'm doing the rolled edge. When you do a rolled edge, if you have a little bit to cut off, it will grab the fabric and make sure it's grabbing the fabric better than if you're just trying to do it on the edge. But again, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Okay, so I changed the neckline. In the back, what I did to the tank top is I raised it from the original pattern. I raised it 5 inches. And then, again, I did not change this point. That will meet up exactly with the back. But the French curve position on this is 18 to 13. 18 to 13. 18 at the shoulder, 13 at center back. Because, again, it just covered up a little more space. Make sure when you compare these two patterns, when you sew them together, that they'll come out at the same distance out. And then what you do, once you've got this point here, both in the front and the back, just use your French curve and connect them. So you're going to connect from underneath the armhole to the shoulder seam. And my numbers are 15.5 to 23. Now that will vary with armhole size, but if you just make a line of that number, 15 at the shoulder, 23, you'll see the angle of that armhole. And again, it's just style, so it doesn't have to be exact. But what I liked about this when I put it on, it kind of hung over the shoulder because it wasn't a set-in sleeve. If it hangs over the shoulder and it's a set-in sleeve, totally different issue, because then it looks sloppy. But with this, it broadens the shoulders and it really makes your hips look thinner, and I like that. Okay, just an FYI. So broadened it here, left it there. Okay, so neck change, a little bit shoulder width change, and then the same in the back and the front. You'll notice in the back what I did is I kept the exact same. I'm not lengthening it. I'm not doing any of that. I just put a piece of paper under that, again, because it was just a little more efficient than copying the whole thing. If you have more time than I do, you can copy the whole thing and make a permanent plan for it. Okay, then let's talk about the body. Now with this body, you're going to make 3 layers. And they're all the same thing. So there's 1, 2, and then the top layer. And I'm going to give you the numbers for all those. So what I did is I marked all of those on the same thing. You could make 3 copies if you wanted. But what I'm going to do is cut 3 layers out all at the same time. Then I'm going to cut off for the second layer and cut off again for the third layer. So again, your call how you do it. All I want you to see is the asymmetric and the levels, and then we'll talk about fun finishing ideas. All right. So the first level, now this is, you've got to close the dart up. When you close that dart up, and again, I did not change length. As we grade out sizes, we do not grade in length. So it doesn't matter what size you're using, your length is not going to get longer. And so these numbers will apply for any height. It won't matter. You don't want to make this tank top too long because it's, you know, it's a tank top. It's not really a long, I don't know, you can do what you want, okay? So I'm starting here and I am on the left-hand side, and from under the armhole to this first cut right there would be 4.5. The second one is 5.5. So I turn this to the side just a little bit. It's 4.5 to here, 5.5 to here, and the whole length of the seam is right at about 12.5. And again, that's what the pattern was to start with, so I didn't have to make any change. You certainly don't have to change the back, because if you measure that side seam, it's right at about that same amount. Might be 13, but it's just, again, we're just trying to get in the ballpark here. Okay, then if I go to the other side, which would be the right side, and close up the dart, and I measure that, and that is 7, and then 2, and then 5. 7 and 2 is 9, and 5 is 14. So again, the total length, I think I said 13, it's 14. All right, but again, these will get you in the ballpark. Then if you connect these lines, you'll see the different layers that are created. Layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. And that's your pattern work. quick and easy, really. I mean, it took me maybe 30 minutes at the very most. And I know some of you say, I don't want to do pattern work, I just want to get to the sewing machine. But this tank top is such a versatile, beautiful piece that I really wanted to kind of show you, especially I liked this. I just gotten so much feedback. Y'all really liked it. I mean, I do like it, don't get me wrong. I want to show you one other thing, and it's completely optional of what you can do in the pattern work. And I do this a lot with my tanks. And sometimes, you guys, you have to know that when we get into pattern work, because I don't teach pattern work, I teach fitting on our patterns. I'm hesitant because it's not that you're not smart, you're really smart, but sometimes you only listen to part of the information and then you go to do it, and it causes more questions and problems than it just, kind of keep it simple. So what I did is I took away the dart here. You could leave it, like I said, but I it's called converting the dart to flare. Converting the dart to flare. So what you do is you take and put a dot, and that dot is approximately the bust point. It's not the end of the dart. The end of the dart and the bust point are two different places. You don't want that dart stitching all the way to the bust point. It ends within the bust circle, which is not the bust point, it's prior to. And it doesn't matter where it is, it's just not at the bust point. All right, so then what I did is I cut, and you're going to make two cuts. One is where the dart is, and one is where the dart is going. And you close up the old dart. Both of those cuts are to but not through. You close up the old dart, and it opens up the new dart. And I'll show you that. Okay, now what that does, and it's called converting the dart to flare, it adds more flare at the bottom. It is not necessary. It's just the look I did, because what I wanted it to do is wear it over a slim pair of black slacks, and I wanted that contrast of a little looser to a slimmer bottom. So I love this. I just really like it. And like I said, I wear it under jackets, and it's soft enough when you wear it under jackets. You don't see that fullness because it just kind of tucks in. So I did both sides like that so that you can see that fullness there. If you decide you don't want that much fullness, the side seam is a straight angled line, and I can simply re-angle that side seam and take away what I don't want. Now again, you can do this almost on anything, you guys, but just I caution you, because there's places and things you can't do it for that it won't work. But a tank top is a great example of what to do it on. So I slash, close up the bust dart, open up the waist dart, and then you get this beautiful flare here. Now, what I am going to do is tell you, and again, I'm going to just kind of relate size to you. This is 25 around the front. And so my pattern now is 25. What my pattern was before I converted that dart was 20. So you can see that when I opened this dart up, and this dart opened up to be 4 inches, I didn't use all of the fullness. I didn't leave it all there. And especially as your darts get larger, if you convert and leave all of that fullness, it's really just too much. So that's when you can come in and re-angle this side seam. So I'm just giving you some numbers. It's fun, I think. It's fun to play in the pattern work. I did not open up the back at all. So I left the back exactly like it was. It leaves me with a fuller front and a smaller back, which is fine. We sometimes have this notion that the front and the back have to be the same, and it's just wrong. I'm not sure where it comes from or where it comes from in y'all's head, but it's just not correct information. The front and the back really have nothing to do with each other, except they're joined at the shoulder and at the side. Okay, so now let's talk about sewing, because you know all of this stuff. I decided, and I played with different things. First off, y'all know I love leather piping. So I took a little leather piping, and in this particular case, there's a shadow underneath the leather piping if you try to use the leather piping. So I thought, okay, that's out. I was just going to pipe everything, and I thought that'd be really pretty. And you can still do it, but you've got to either narrow the amount that you do, or you're going to have a little beige. It won't be black because there's going to be fabric behind it. You'll have a little beige shadow underneath, which it'll just be a little wider look. Again, no big deal. I did piping, and so, I did serging. I did a rolled hem, and so you want to roll the layers first, and not the bottom, just the top and the second. We'll call this 1, 2, 3. The first, the second. Sew the side seams, and then do the bottom, the neckline, and the sleeves. You can see it's really easy. As long as your rolled hem on your serger is working, it's really quick and it's really easy to do. And like I said, I love the top. But here's another option that I thought would be really fun. And we have lots of fold over elastic. A fold over elastic of any kind, I think, would be a really nice accent. This is a black with silver, and I think that would be beautiful. We've got black with gold. We've got just a solid black. But what it will do is capture the bottom. It doesn't have to be stretched or pulled. It's just a one-to-one. But it will cover itself so that it will look like a rolled edge. It'll just be a little wider. And I think that look would be just as well. I did the rolled edge because that's what it was in the one I saw at the store, and I just really liked it. So I didn't play around with it or change it. But don't feel like, oh gosh, I've got to have a serger or else I can't do it. Or it's holiday time, you could say, I've got to have a serger in order to do that top. I've just got to go buy me one, and you can use it as your excuse. All right, so again, don't leave tanks out. They're wonderful. Pattern 514 gives you several different options for them, and they're a great part of our wardrobe. I don't care what your arms look like. I don't care about any of that. Don't leave them out. They're just your secret little weapon. Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.